Hey YouTube! Okay, it's Miss Lita again, and I think I'm just gonna talk about for right now, cause like I'm one of those people that's kind of always on like Tumblr, and like one of those things that have been like trending on Tumblr lately has been like as far as like K-pop, because that's what I'm into lately, has been eat your kimchi. And I remember because in my Japanese class, like somebody had like told me like you should really watch the channel. So I've been watching the channel, and I know they're kind of informative about like because they live in Korea. And they've been living in Korea for almost what 6, 7 years now because they used to be English teachers. And like I thought they were pretty cool. I mean, I like their informative stuff, and I know they kind of like poke fun at K-pop like groups and everything. And I didn't know that like there was a lot of people who found them like very offensive and everything like that. So I checked into it a little bit, and I understand where people are coming from with the whole eat your kimchi being like, I don't know, like racist and just being mean and everything. But at the end of the day, I just feel like they're comedians, and there's people out there who are just like them, who just poke fun at everything. But to me, that's what they do. I don't feel like anybody should feel like, oh my gosh, they're rude people. Do you know them? I mean, have you lived in Korea for 6, 7 years? Do you know what they know? Like, that's all I'm saying. I've seen a lot of their videos, and I don't really, to me, I'm not seeing it as being racist. I think Simon, one of them, I think his sister or something, or one of his relatives is actually married to, like, you know, because I think they did, like some type of blackface thing, and somebody was like, oh, they're doing blackface. I'm like, but he's not doing blackface. They just said this is like a facial cleanser. It looks like blackface, but it's not. And I think, like I said, one of his relatives, I think, are like African American or something like that, because he definitely brought it up, like, because he said when his students said something like, oh, anybody who's darker, they're like, oh, look, that's Obama. And the kids were like, he had to like look at the kids and just be like, no, kid, like you would get punched in the face if you said something like that in America or Canada. So my whole thing with the whole eat your kimchi thing and people thinking like they're being rude or whatever. And I definitely saw that interview where they did the whole thing with like Shiny, and Shiny looked completely like uninterested in what they wanted to bring to the table or say or anything. And I heard they were forced to be there anyway. But to me, they're still just making a living, and if you don't like it, just don't subscribe. Don't look at it like every time Eat Your Kimchi is being brought up. Just don't look at it. Like it's with anything in the world that you don't want to be involved in. Walk away. It is that simple to walk away. And my whole thing is, until you live in that country and really understand, they're able to poke fun because they know the do's and don'ts of poking fun in that country. Nobody else can poke fun like that because they don't live in that country. That's my whole thing. If you don't live in the country, of course you can't say anything about it because you don't live there. That's like somebody coming from Korea to America and trying to be like, oh, well, I'm poking fun at you for, I don't know, being American or something like, or some rude joke, and somebody can turn around and just look at them and be like, you know nothing about my country, though. You know what I mean? That's just something I just felt to, like, say. I totally understand where, like, their fans, because their fans, yeah, their fans are kind of crazy. So, I totally get, like, the whole, like, oh, well, I feel offended because this is my oppa and this is my buys and you can't do that and all this other stuff. I totally understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, it's like you can still support them and not be mean or rude or whatever and still put your opinion out there. That's how I feel. So yeah, that's all. Like I said, it's Miss Lita, and whatever you feel about me, you feel like I'm wrong about this, right about this, I want to know. So please let me know so we can talk and dialogue back and forth. I just felt that way. I just felt very strongly about that. I just had to go and put it on the thing. So like I said, bye YouTube. See you later. See ya.